Okay, guys, here we are. Oops. Let me. Okay, so here are our resin pieces. Oops. So here they are. And we're not going to demold all of them because these have divots. So we're only going to do the ones that are level, which are the two purples, which were the extra leftover resin, and then the two beach ones, which we already filled in with clear to fill the divots. So we're just going to pop from the bottom. These are set for about 48 hours. So it's nice and shiny. Of course, the back's got my fingerprints, but otherwise they're really nice and pretty. So there's one. This one, these are the ones that we just did with the extra resin that we had left over. You can add stuff to these, embellishments, whatever. It's got my fingerprints. I'll have to wash it, but it's really nice and smooth. I will have to sand just a little bit right there in the corners on this one. And then the two beach ones, we want to demold those without pushing these up because I do want to add to fill in those caves. So I'm going to be very careful to only push that. Okay, so here's the back side. It has a pretty wave in there that actually could work. And then here's the front side. I've got to clean it. I really like how those finished. They look really good. Polish them up a little bit and they'll be ready for necklaces. So there's that one. And then we're going to come down here and take this one out. Now this one will have to have some cleanup. I can already tell from the top. If you can see, it's got these little extra edges where some of the resin popped out. You can just pop those off, but I will sand that very lightly. I will wet it and then sand it so that it doesn't leave the scratches. But otherwise, there's that side. And here's the base. And there is a shell in there. I was hoping that the shell would stay visible more on this side, but it kind of sunk, which is fine. Because this side looks really good too. This kind of reminds me of a surfboard like shape. So either side works because they both have the beautiful waves and the colors. So you could really wear it either way. But yeah, so those are the ones we took out today. We've got those two, and then we've got the two that we used the extra. And when we made those, we made the resin for this. So we made 3. And I'll have to cut off the little bit of extra that's sticking out. But there's our baby butterfly. Our medium butterfly. And these are still a little pliable, so you can bend them, make them look like they're flying, and you can actually sit them up in a little cup like that to where they stay bent when they fully harden. That one has a little I'll need to clean. This one doesn't really have anything much that I need to clean because it kind of leveled out. Okay. This one got a lot of the beautiful details. The reason I did the color this time, and what I did is I mixed the Senorita Magenta, the Passion Purple, and just a drop of the white so that it wouldn't be see-through. Because if you just do these two, it's still very see-through. And the reason I did that is because the last one I did with the white, and I ended up having to dye it with the pink alcohol inks. So I didn't want to have to dye this one. So I just went ahead and mixed the color in with the resin instead of doing white resin and then dyeing it. So these are for a project. And I think I'm going to make one more set of the 3, but I'm going to make them pink or the off pinkish color. I'm going to get any excess resin off of these molds, and then we'll come back probably in a day or two, mix that resin back up, make the other butterflies, and then the piece that we're going to put them on will be dry by then, and we can do that. And what I do to clean these up is I just take an X-Acto knife when it wants to work. That piece got locked again. There we go. And I just come from the back. I normally wait till they're more set up than this so that it doesn't bend. And I just, yeah, I'm going to have to let it set up more because it's way too pliable. And I just cut it down and do, but you can't cut it when it's like jello. So I'll let it set up more. I'm actually going to take this one and fold it a little. We're going to put it right here inside this. I'm going to push those under the flaps so that it stays bent like that. And I'm just going to leave it there and let it do its thing until it fully hardens, and then I'll take it out and it'll be bent and it'll stay that way. And I'm probably going to bend this one ever so slightly as well. Just enough that the bottom part is bent a little. I'm going to set something on it to hold it down. Something rounded so it holds that shape. And I'm just going to leave it there. And then once they harden, I'll take them out and do the corrections. Now these pieces, when I mix the resin to do this mold again, I'll use the extra resin to fill in the tops. Of these, we'll just use extra clear so that we can do. I'm excited to see what this one looks like because we did have the Dragon Glaze top coat that's color changing. We poured that in the bottom and it had that white look to it, so I don't know if it was going to dry clear or not. So we'll come back and check that out soon. I hope you guys enjoyed this really short video and continue to watch the channel.